In Fallout 1 and 2, you can happen upon a pile of bones, giving you the following message. You think these might be horned kangaroo bones, but you cannot be sure. They are too weathered to make a final determination. Now, this is interesting. This implies that it is possible that kangaroos exist or existed in the New California region after the war. That is, assuming that these are in fact kangaroo bones. For the purposes of this video, let's assume that they are at least some sort of mutated marsupial, and not something else entirely. So if these are kangaroo bones, where did these creatures' ancestors come from, and how does the player character even know what a kangaroo is? The way I see it, there are a few ways that these creatures could exist in the region. The first is that they trace their lineage to captive marsupials in one of the zoos in the California region. This would be a fairly straightforward explanation for their presence. Next is that they were somehow brought to the region by someone who sailed from someplace like Australia, where these type of marsupial creatures are native. This is a stretch, but by no means impossible. There have been select individuals or small groups that have managed to cross the post-war oceans one way or another, and it wouldn't be too outlandish to think that some eccentric, rich Aussie decided it was a great idea to haul over a pair of giant horned mutated kangaroos. The third possibility, as I see it, is that these creatures are marsupials, but don't have a direct or natural lineage to pre-war kangaroos, and are instead mutated derivatives from a completely different creature, either through natural post-war mutation and environmental factors, or through experimentation with FEV or some as-of-yet unknown method of experimentation. In Appalachia, the residents of Vault 76 can develop mutations that have similar attributes to that of marsupials, allowing them to jump higher and store more items, although they don't get a physical pouch. So it's not too far out of line to think that there could be a different creature that ended up with similar attributes, eventually leaving behind remains that could be misconstrued as a kangaroo. So, how does either of the player characters in Fallout 1 or 2 even know what a kangaroo is? Well, in Fallout 1, the player is a resident of a vault, and this vault very well could have information about marsupials as part of its education system, or at least have this information archived and accessible for its residents. As far as the player character in Fallout 2, it's less clear how they would be able to discern what a kangaroo is. Perhaps a verbal story passed down from another village resident, an old journal from a trader or explorer, or perhaps a zoo pamphlet that had a picture of a kangaroo. Nonetheless, it would be interesting to see such a creature in a future game, or perhaps a talented mod author could bring these to life. Then again, it could be just Black Isle having fun, and kangaroos could just be a myth, just like Australia. But I'd like to believe that these guys are somewhere out there in the wasteland.